Hi everybody, it's Stephanie with Planning with Peanutty. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm going to take everything I got here in my Wild University founding members kit, and I'm going to use it to spruce up my composition notebook here to be what I'm going to take all my notes in for all these Wild University classes. So you'll notice they already have that sticker on the front. And if you missed the flip through of everything I got in that kit, check out that video. I'll put a link in the description below. But I pulled this Happy Planner sticker book. This is the Fun Alphabets sticker book. And I found this alphabet, and it looks like these colors are just about the same as the colors that the Wild University likes to use. So I think I could use these to put my name on the front cover here. And to get them centered, I like to start with the middle of my name. So I'm going to start with that H and then work out both directions. And I think that's turning out pretty well. Now we go backwards towards the front. And then it ends up being somewhat centered, and I think that looks pretty cute. It's the same colors again as that sticker that they already have on there. And again, that's that Fun Alphabets Happy Planner sticker book. Yeah, and I think that's going to go quite nicely with that. All right, so then on the inside, I wanted to make a pen loop. And I'm trying to see. Yeah, that'd be nice and convenient to have a pen loop on there. So I grabbed one of these binder clips. And we could just click it as high or low as you want. And then I did buy some of this lavender ribbon. And I probably should have used elastic. It'd work a little bit better for the pen loop. But I use ribbon and it works out okay. So I'm just going to start by tucking one end in and glue that end down. And then just making a little loop big enough to slide a pen down and glue down the other side. So I tried this liquid glue first, and I'll put links of all the tools I use. And just put a little bit of that glue down and then slide that underneath and kind of press that down. Probably could have also used hot glue. All right, and then I'm going to let that dry, and we'll come back to that later. Okay, so back to the notebook. I also wanted to cover this front cover. See how it's just that schedule there? I don't think that's that cute. And I bought this sheet of purple cardstock paper. It's got a little bit of a glitter to it. I think I got it at Joann's. Definitely make sure you're getting paper on sale. And so I think I'm going to cover the inside cover in this nice purple. And just trying to figure out exactly how we'll get that to work. All right, so I'm going to grab a pencil and I'm just going to trace the cover. I do want the book to be able to shut with that page glued in there. And it is a thick cardstock, so I needed to leave a little extra room. I'm just going to cut that out. Okay, so pretty close. I still need to trim it. But before I do that, I want to make a little pocket for my student ID card. It's double-sided, so I didn't want to just glue it in. And I have this plastic baggie that I think I can use to make the pocket. So I'm just going to try to see, do I want that plastic to come halfway up? Do I want to try to use two corners or two sides of that bag to hold it in place? Trying to figure out how I'm going to get that pocket on there. Okay, so what I end up doing is cutting open that plastic bag just to get a sheet of that plastic. And let me move that away for now. And then I think I'm going to cut this a little straighter. All right, and then let me kind of measure it here. And I'm going to leave space on the bottom and space on the sides. And I think I'm going to end up tucking it into the paper. And then just kind of guessing how high it needs to go. So I'm going to cut off about 1 inch of that. Okay, so now I have my basic pocket. Okay. All right, so I think we're going to line it up with the top of the card. And then I just need to come in and cut out that bottom corner because I'm going to make the bottom and the sides like flaps that I'll tape down. So I just need to cut out that excess. Careful using sharp objects. Sorry that it's kind of the bottom of my screen here, a little cut off. Okay, but you could see me do the other one. All right, so I'm just cutting in from the side and then down to the bottom. Okay. All right, so you can see those kind of side flaps, almost like an envelope. All right, so I'm gonna figure out the placement that I want it there and then come in with a pencil to mark where I'm gonna cut. So I'm gonna mark those bottom corners and the top corners as well. All right, and then I'm gonna grab my ruler and craft knife. And I'm going to put some paper pad there underneath so I don't cut through to my work surface. All right, then I'm just going to cut out the bottom and the side flaps, making a little window. And again, careful using sharp objects. Okay. And then you can see I can tuck that pocket in then. And then tape that to the back, and I think that will work. All right, so I went ahead and cut the side flaps as well. All right, so now I can tape in that piece of plastic. And this probably was not the most efficient way of doing this. Just in trying to think about how it's gonna work, that's what I came up with. But let me know if you came up with better ways of doing it in the comments below. But I knew I wanted to add a clear pocket for that ID card. All right, so I'm just gonna tape these flaps down and back. And the others with just some big packing tape, just so it's nice and secure. All right, then you can see we have a nice little clear pocket that will hold that ID card. All right, so kind of a roundabout way of doing it, but it does work quite nicely. That card's really secure in there. It's not slipping out. Just gotta make sure that's stuck down. Okay, so let's double check that. Yeah. Okay, went ahead and grabbed my clear glue. Again, I'll put links to the tools I use in the description down below. Let me just take that card out. Okay, so with this clear glue, I'm just going to apply it liberally on here, because I don't want it coming up. Okay. And then I want to make sure that it can close easy enough. All right, and then give it a nice stick down. So I just give it a good rub to make sure that it will adhere nicely. All right, and then I'm thinking of adding a pocket, a larger pocket on the front to stick that sheet of stickers. Now, I tried to find composition patterned paper, but I couldn't find any, so I went ahead and bought an extra composition notebook. They were like 50 cents at Target with the back to school stuff. So I grabbed an extra one. Now, don't worry, I will use the paper in here. I'm not going to toss the rest of this just because I wanted to pay 50 cents for the cover, but I will use it. But I go ahead and cut out the back cover there. And then it's just a matter of figuring out which way I want to orient this pocket. It's just straightening out the edges there and rounding the corners. All right. And just trying to see. All right, so I think maybe not too high. Yeah, that's a bit better. Some space between the two. All right, so I went ahead and trimmed off the bottom and trimmed the purple paper as well that was hanging over the edge of the composition book. So instead of the wet glue this time, I'm going to come in with this double-sided tape and run it along the outer edge, except the top, of course. And it wasn't holding very well, so I did go back and add more. But with just that double-sided tape. All right, and then there's our pocket there. All right, we can test it out here. Let me grab one of those cards that came with the Founders Kit. There we go, very nice. All right, so now we have a large pocket and that small pocket for the ID. It's starting to come together. Yeah, that'll work nicely. All right. And then I could probably even put, besides stickers, some, maybe if there's a printout or something for that month's lesson, I could put it in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my name on here. I'm going to use the Papermate Flair, just a black felt tip pen here. Let's go ahead and add my name and the year that I joined. All right, and then I'm going to let that fully dry before touching it or putting it back in the pocket. Okay, so then I grabbed the stickers that came with the Founders Kit. And I think this Wild University sticker on that black composition pattern has a nice contrast there. And then I'm thinking that seal we could kind of put up on the front page. All right, let me just move those aside for now. Okay, so I cut back to it, and that glue did not work on that metallic clip. It just did not hold that ribbon on there. So I came back in with this double-sided tape again and used that double-sided tape, and that has held perfectly. So with the double-sided tape, now my little pen holder is complete. Now again, I should have also used elastic, but I didn't have any purple elastic, and it works. It's just not as nice as if it was elastic. There we go. We could keep that mild liner there. Yeah, you can see it's a little loosey because of the not being elastic. Okay, but it does work. All right, and then with the bookmark down the middle of the book, I found dead center and glued one end of the ribbon in, and then glued the two pages together so that you wouldn't see that ribbon there. So it's quite a bit secure because we've got two pages holding it in. And now we have a nice bookmark that we could leave wherever we want with just a little tail hanging over. And I did go ahead and stick those stickers in where I kind of talked about. So see, it's big enough to hold that sheet of stickers that Wild University sent us, and then that seal sticker up here on the top of the page. And it's going to put the enrollment date on there and probably come back in with some goals and things that I want to include on that front kind of title page. Now I wanted to incorporate all these little cards and things that they had sent us. I didn't want to just throw those out. And just trying to figure out how to get them all in here. And even the confetti, I want to include the confetti in here. Obviously not loose, but I took the baggie that came around the enamel pin And I think we could use this clear bag, put some of the confetti in here, and then put that in that notebook. All right, so I'm just going to grab kind of a small handful out of here. And this is quite messy. And just transfer it over to the clear bag so that we can make a little, what do they call those? Like shaker bags, shaker window. And that is pretty festive. Okay, just trying to get that back in there off of the washi tape. Okay, so now we have a little shaker bag of confetti. All right, so trying to see how I want to arrange everything. I think I'm going to keep that blue sheet. It's specific to July, so I think I'll save that for when I set up July. But I think these others we can put in here. I'm just trying to see. They're double-sided, so I don't want to just glue them down. But I think if we have them down the center, then we can turn them and see the back. I want the confetti in there too. I think that one might need to be a page by itself because it's so large. Yeah. Okay, but I think we could do 2 pages. Just playing around with the placement there before I glue anything in or tape anything in. Okay, I think that's how we're going to do it. So I did go ahead and tape it in. I'll show you again. I had to cut. But let's take a look at the whole thing now that it's finished. So I've got my name on the outside here. Again, that was that Fun Alphabet sticker book. And then on the inside, let me just get rid of my notes there. On the inside, we have that pocket out of the composition notebook with the Wild University sticker on there. We did make that clear pocket out of that cellophane wrapper, and the ID just tucks in there nicely. And that's big enough for that extra sheet of stickers. And then we've got our Wild University seal with the enrollment date, and I will come back in and add some goals and things on that first page. Maybe more information about the price and stuff. All right, and then I did tape those in so that now we can flip them back and forth so you can see both sides. And then I come back in and write on these pages about starting, how I heard about it, what it's been like, what my goals were, what I was hoping to get out of it. All right, and then here's where I started for July. So what I did for the month was I included that little blue handout that came with that memory planner, used the composition washi tape to hold that in there. And then the other roll of washi tape that they sent us, the Wild with the colors and the little stars, I put along the bottom there. And then that black composition print I wrapped around the edge of the page to delineate where the month is. And then I used those little Avery tabs, and I just used one for July here. And then I'll take notes for the next few pages and then set up the next month the same way with another tab, composition notebook washi down the side, and decorating probably with that Wild washi. Yeah, so see, August ends up being a tab below. And what's nice about those Avery tabs, I have learned, is that they are removable. Yeah, and the composition washi tape will help mark where the next month starts. But that way I can take as many notes as I want each month, take old classes as well, and take as many pages as I want, and it's not pre-marked where the next month has to start. And we can just keep that ribbon in there. Oh yes, I did glue the ribbon in with that liquid glue, dead center, and then glued the 2 pages together so it wouldn't slip out or be visible. And then the very back, when I did the unboxing video, I did a little sample of all the pens that they sent us. So that's that page at the back there. There's those pens. Yeah, all the permanent markers. All right, and then we did that little pen loop. with the binder clip. And again, that was with that double-sided adhesive. So I'll add, again, links to all the tools we used. Yeah, and that's worked really well. It's stuck much better than the liquid glue did. All right, and that is my Wild University notebook setup. I did want to use everything that they had sent us. I didn't want to just have that composition notebook sitting around that I never used. So I like the setup I've got for it. I like that it has a pocket and a pen loop and a bookmark. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Click like if you like this video. Subscribe to see more. I will do more creative journals and things with composition notebooks. I've done some for other conferences that have worked out really well. But let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed this video. But thanks so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.